You know what I would have done? I would have taken them over. You know, as chickens is the Sussexes.
Yeah, right.
They have them. So I would have taken the Sussexes.
You mean,
chicken.
wait, you mean my gift would have been...
Nobody knows the story.
They were looking for any reason to ingratiate themselves with the woman who they believe has snubbed them for some time. And of course, the fact that Oprah has gone public with this story is of huge benefit to Harry and Meghan.
The one where the Duke and Duchess of Montecito gaslit everybody and led the world to believe that there was a racist in the royal family, with apparent concerns and conversation about how dark...
Oprah said just one word, and it made Meghan's crown seem like a joke. It was fast, it was smooth, and it hit harder than any news headline. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. Did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video.
That one member of the royal family said they wondered what colour skin Archie would have. Archie is now 3. And that... You know, people might say, what colour hair is he having? His father's gingered hair. There's more interest in that than other people who've got dull brown hair like me.
Oprah Winfrey is not just a talk show host. She is someone who shapes culture and controls stories. Every word she says is watched, studied, shared, and quoted. So, when she said Sussex sex with a soft laugh on a podcast, it was not just a random slip of the tongue. It was a statement filled with meaning, but made to sound like a joke. And Meghan felt it like a bullet, not because of the words themselves, but because of the person who said them.
So I think they had completely banged to rights here. What absolutely sickens me, if this were a right-wing politician or a celebrity that wasn't part of the woke brigade, you just know that Peter would be all...
So, let's be honest. Oprah didn't accidentally say Sussex sex. That was not a mistake. She was on the Let's Talk Off-Camera podcast with Kelly Ripa, casually talking about baby chicks when Kelly asked a simple question about where Oprah would take them. And that's when Oprah said the line, "I'd run them straight over to the Sussex sex pause."
Oprah recoiled in shock. The American audience and many here in the UK fell for it hook, line and sinker, and there was worldwide speculation who in the royal family had made these remarks which were deemed as racist.
It sounded harmless at first until it didn't. The audience laughed, Kelly giggled, and Oprah just smiled. She didn't look embarrassed or nervous. She was calm, cool, and in control. She let that line sit there, no taking it back, no correcting herself, just that classic I said what I said attitude.
Things that don't add up about this story. We're going to get analysis from it from Prince Harry's biographer Angela Levin in just one moment. But first, let's take a listen.
Oprah knows exactly how powerful her words are. She built her whole empire by knowing what to say and the perfect time to say it. That small phrase wasn't just a joke, it was sharp, and everyone noticed it. Within minutes, social media exploded. People weren't just laughing, they were breaking it down. Was it shade? Was it on purpose? Most people didn't even need to ask.
Guys, nobody knows the story.
Okay.
So I get a call from Prince Harry, on Easter Saturday.
For Meghan, it was a blow. That title isn't just a name, it's her brand. And now, thanks to one slip of Oprah's tongue, it's turning into a punchline. Not just on Twitter, but everywhere. In Oprah's world, shade is never random, it's strategic, and this one sent a clear message. The industry doesn't look at Sussex the same way anymore.
But could you wait? Because Gail's grandkids were there. Kirby was there with her family. I said, wait until I can get the kids down.
Let's be honest, Meghan Markle's whole brand leans on that Duchess of Sussex title. She might not use it formally anymore, but it's stamped on every headline, every article, every press kit. It's the backbone of her identity since leaving the royals. Without it, she's just another ex-actress with a podcast and a couple of deals, nothing remarkable by Hollywood standards.
It's a stream. We don't have a pond, so can we bring the ducks over to your pond?
That title gave Meghan weight. It made people pay attention. It added royalty to her resume and a layer of mystery to her image. Brands cared, producers cared, and fans held on to it because it wasn't just a title, it was leverage. Meghan used it to carve out her own lane in the celebrity world. Every speech, every interview, every product Duchess this. Sussex that tit became a core part of her sales pitch.
Gus. I mean, I would have been like,
down there going, where are the ducks? Where are the ducks?
Kids are,
So when Oprah casually slipped that title into a joke, it landed like a punch. This wasn't just about one word, it was about losing exclusivity. That title used to be guarded, treated with reverence. Now, it's being laughed at by the very woman who once helped elevate it.
We show up at Prince Harry's house, and now we're at Oprah's? Excuse me.
We're in Oprah's pond.
Yeah,
Let's not forget, Oprah was once firmly in Meghan's corner. Back in 2021, she handed Meghan and Harry the interview that shook the world. The racism claims, the mental health bombshells, the icy royal treatment, everything was laid bare on Oprah's couch. In that moment, Oprah wasn't just a journalist. She was a trusted ally, a safe space, Meghan's megaphone to the world.
Very unpleasant to see them laughing like that, actually. I mean, I'm not one of the world's great lover of...
But here's the wild part: since that explosive interview, it's been nothing but silence. No joint appearances, no cozy photo ops, no social media nods, not even a simple birthday shout out. And with someone like Oprah, silence isn't random. It's deliberate.
Accusations that story, which Oprah Winfrey thinks is so horrible, is not only an example of animal cruelty.
In Hollywood, silence is never neutral, it's a message. And Oprah's been sending hers loud and clear: no public support, no collaborations, no follow-ups. Now, with this Sussex jab, she's basically confirmed what's been brewing for months. Oprah is done shielding Meghan's brand.
And because they've got staff, they could just say, will you look up who we can talk to, please? Can we find someone and ask what we should do? This is before they go over there.
This podcast moment wasn't random, it was a pivot, a subtle but very public reminder that Oprah's no longer in Meghan's corner. If she still was, that joke would have never left her lips. But it did. And it landed hard.
In part because people don't trust her anymore, in particular after that interview where she allowed all of those lies.
Meghan has to be fuming. The very woman who once helped her rewrite the royal narrative is now making light of the title that gave her power. And to make matters worse, Oprah isn't explaining herself, she's not apologizing. Not walking it back, just letting it sit.
Because Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have both been pretty appalling when it comes to Camilla, the Queen. So her 78th birthday, Angela, big deal. You know this image, which was taken in the garden at Raymil, which is her private...
Do you think Meghan let that slide? Absolutely not. Insiders say the moment that Sussex sex clip hit her phone, she went from 0 to furious in seconds. Not confused. Not hurt. Livid. Because this wasn't some tabloid taking cheap shots. This was Oprah, her once trusted ally, mocking the very title Meghan has fought to protect for years.
And to rub salt into the wound, Kim Kardashian, who was invited, posted this to Oprah on Instagram. Happy birthday, Oprah. Sharon Stone said it best last night, toasting you.
Meghan's whole brand rests on being taken seriously. That royal title is her badge of credibility, the thing that sets her apart from just another actress turned influencer. So when Oprah turned it into a punchline, Meghan didn't just feel insulted, she saw it as a straight-up betrayal.
So in between blackmailing the royal family with warnings that Harry has more in the tank after the publication of his embarrassingly candid memoir, and telling the royal family that they know what they've done and all they need to do now is apologise and they will stop.
To Meghan, this wasn't just a joke, it was a loss of control. For someone so fiercely protective of her image, this was a full-blown PR nightmare. Her title, her brand, her credibility reduced to a cheap podcast punchline, and the sting was worse because it came from someone she believed was firmly in her corner.
Dull brown hair like me. And it's just terrible, actually, because...
Now, Meghan's camp is in full scramble mode. But here's the harsh truth once Oprah laughs at you. The damage can't be undone. Meghan didn't just lose a moment, she lost control. And in her world, that kind of loss isn't just painful, it's the kind of blow that can crack a carefully built reputation.
Meghan told Oprah Winfrey that there was several conversations. When Harry came later, because Meghan occupied it, of course.
It happened fast. The second Oprah let that joke slip, Hollywood's mood shifted. Before, Meghan was off-limits, sure. People whispered in private. But in public, the respect stayed intact. No one wanted to be the one taking shots at a Duchess, especially after that explosive 2021 Oprah interview that had everyone gasping. But now, the gloves are off.
45 minutes and Harry came on the last bit. He said, oh no, this was before we were married. Now, have you ever heard?
Late night hosts are sliding in casual digs. TikTok comedians are kicking off their skits with the Sussex sex clip. Even podcast bros who barely knew Meghan's name are suddenly taking shots. It's subtle, but it's spreading. The fear is gone, and the floodgates are starting to crack wide open.
What colour will your children's skin be? They don't know if they're getting engaged, if they're getting married. They don't know if they can have children. I mean, it's a nonsense, isn't it? It's a nonsense.
Why? Because once Oprah turns you into a punchline, it's open season. She set the tone, and now everyone's running with it. That clip didn't just trend, it marked a shift. Meghan's no longer untouchable. She's fair game.
But that's what it is. This award for heroism is for absolutely nothing. It's for the Oprah Winfrey.
Even her most loyal media allies have fallen silent. The blogs that once praised her strength and resilience have gone dark. No one wants to be the last voice defending a story that's clearly losing momentum. In Hollywood, nothing is riskier than backing a sinking ship.
Oprah Winfrey interview, which doesn't have any proof. There were over 30 lies in that interview. The other thing they complain about is not understanding mental health. Well, since Harry...
Let's talk about it. Where are the Obamas? Nowhere in sight. Beyonce silent. Serena Williams, not a peep. Even Tyler Perry, the man who gave Meghan and Harry a place to stay, hasn't uttered a word. These aren't just friends. They're powerful, strategic alliances. And right now, their silence is deafening.
And William and Catherine had a platform about mental health. I don't believe that's right. There's loads of doctors wandering around who would be there to help. Harry was still having treatment for his own mental health.
Hollywood never waits for the ship to sink, it jumps before the first drop of water hits the deck. These Alistairs have spent years perfecting their image, and the last thing they want is to be dragged into Meghan's fallout. If Oprah is pulling back, you can bet they've already gotten the memo.
He felt ashamed, thank you, Harry. But she was nearly 40 when she was pregnant, and in the UK...
Meghan once surrounded herself with elite names, treating her inner circle like a security blanket. But now that she's being laughed at instead of praised, that circle has vanished. No public support, no casual shout-outs, nothing but silence.
Women of that age have to see their obstetrician every 3 or 4 weeks. So why didn't she say? The obstetrician is bound to have said, "How are you feeling, dear," or "Madam," or anything like that.
While Meghan scrambles to control the narrative, Harry looks like he's been blindsided. Sources say he was mortified after seeing the Oprah clip, not because of the joke itself, but because of what it represented. The unraveling, the slow public collapse of the brand they've built since leaving the royal family. He's not just embarrassed, he's worried.
So it's going to be one hell of a couple of months for the royal family, even if they somehow jag a Christmas invite.
Yes. Again, the person who's ghosted it for Harry is a specialist in writing about...
Harry's starting to see what Meghan won't admit. If the Duchess title is now a punchline, the entire Sussex brand is at risk, and he doesn't want to go down with it. He's eyeing the future, scanning for the exit signs.
That's what he's known for. So I can't imagine that it's all going to be soft and sweet and any gratitude at all. We've had enough of them, absolutely enough moaning and groaning.
Let's be real, Meghan's brand just isn't landing like it used to. After the royal exit, she came in swinging powerful interviews, mega deals, bold talk about independence and identity. She was the disruptor, the modern voice taking on an outdated crown. But somewhere along the way, she lost the plot.
And have you heard about the award they're going to get?
I love this, where they end up getting an award for calling out institutional racism by calling out the royal family. Literally, nobody has been least deserving an award.
Netflix, forgettable. Spotify, cut short. Her podcast, more fizzle than fire. And now, Jam. Yes, Jam. Meghan's pivoting to fruit spreads and homegrown vibes, aiming for a Martha Stewart moment, except it feels a decade too late. People aren't buying it.
Since Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize for just not being George Bush, they are getting an award for literally doing nothing.
Yes, well, they moan a lot.
The Oprah joke didn't just sting. Meghan's imagit split it wide open. She's not the trailblazer anymore. She's looking like someone scrambling to stay in the spotlight. One day it's royal reform. The next it's strawberry preserves. Mixed signals kill brands, and hers is wobbling.
Now, what I say is that How many people do we know within the royal family?
Here's the hard truth. Meghan can't escape her grip on the narrative is slipping. For years, she thrived on the image of being the misunderstood, mistreated outsider. But in 2025, that storyline feels worn out. The sympathy is fading, and the public just isn't buying it anymore.
How many examples have we got of them being even the slightest bit racist? There's only one, and that is Harry himself, where he wore a swastika on his sleeve.
Audiences have moved on. They want raw, messy, unfiltered, truth not, a polished palace press release. But Meghan's still playing the old game. The problem? The numbers don't lie. Her deals are flopping. Her image isn't bulletproof anymore. And the voices that once defended her, they're either quiet or laughing.
Party and absolutely attacking a soldier when he was training.
If Meghan wants to survive this, she has to ditch the Duchess acta titles. Polish all of it. People don't want the PR-approved version anymore. They want the real Meghan. The victim story. Overplayed. The rebel angle. Expired. That Duchess title once gave her power. Now, it's a punchline. And when even Oprah's laughing, it's time to stop clinging and start showing up.